Hello, everyone. I hope you're having a wonderful day. Today, we'll dive into an emotional story about Huyen and Diep. From the simple morning moments when they began dismantling their old house filled with memories, to the sudden accident that made them realize the true value of love and companionship. What seemed like an ordinary day turned into a turning point that changed everything. If this story touches your heart, don't forget to hit that subscribe button so you won't miss the next videos. That morning began with a familiar rhythm of life. In the small courtyard, Huyen and Diep stood gazing at the old house, the place that had sheltered them for so many years, now ready to be dismantled. The air was so peaceful that their conversation mingled with the chirping of birds, creating a simple, everyday scene. Huyen meticulously planned each task. The kitchen would be moved to that corner, the chicken coop placed nearby, convenient for tending and making use of manure for fertilizer. Diep listened attentively, then added his thoughts. The wood from the house should be saved to build a fence, and the newly cleared space could be used to plant some greenery. Their exchange wasn't just about the work at hand. It was a shared understanding, a bond between two people who had been through so much together. Amid their discussion, Huyen suddenly brought up the children's schooling. Milk money, notebooks, pencils, small expenses that, when added up, became a heavy burden. She spoke calmly, as if it were routine. Diep was silent for a moment, then gave a gentle smile, offering a few warm words of reassurance. They looked at each other, their eyes silently conveying mutual understanding. The old courtyard quietly witnessed that moment, unaware that these simple preparations were the prelude to a major turning point. Then the work began. The sound of shovels striking the earth and axes chopping wood echoed steadily. Planks and beams were carefully removed, buckets of dirt carried away. Sweat beaded on their foreheads, but neither complained. In a brief pause, Huyen looked up at the roof, the place tied to so many memories with her mother. That house had been a refuge from the rain, a shelter when she was ill, the place where her children's first laughter rang out. And now, she and Dieu were taking it apart, piece by piece. Diep worked, while sharing light-hearted stories, as if to ease the heaviness in Huyen's eyes. The rhythm of shovels and axes formed a slow melody, occasionally punctuated by a sigh. This was no longer just hard labor. It felt like a farewell, each chop stirring a sense of unease in Huyen's heart. As the main beam wavered, sawdust fell like dry rain, settling on their shoulders, dusting their memories, signaling the start of a new chapter. After a while, they stopped to rest. Huyen sat on the porch, wiping sweat from her brow. Her eyes followed the stacked beams, her mind replaying memories, rainy nights with pots catching leaks, the time she was gravely ill, and her mother sat by her side, spoon-feeding her porridge. Each memory played like a slow-motion film, tightening her chest. Diep sat beside her, not saying much, just quietly handing her a bottle of water. His gaze was a silent comfort. Gratitude welled up in Huyen, for the past and for Diep, who patiently shared every drop of sweat. She held the bottle, her eyes brimming with tears, sadness mixed with resilience, as if she had to accept change, even if she wasn't ready. From afar, the sound of children's voices echoed from the road, a reminder of the future, where she had to be even stronger, In that silent moment, time seemed to pause, letting their bond shine through. But then, an unexpected disaster struck. The axe struck a beam, followed by a sharp crack of splitting wood. Before Deck could pull back, the entire structure tilted and collapsed. Dust billowed, and a heavy crash shook the ground. Huyen screamed, rushing to his side. "Are you okay?" Her voice trembled, quickly turning into a desperate cry. "Somebody help, please!" In that moment, everything seemed to shatter. Delay crumpled under the debris, dust covering his shoulders. Huyen dropped to her knees, hands shaking as she pushed away planks, her eyes wide with terror. She didn't know if he was still breathing. Fear of loss overwhelmed her, tightening her chest until she could barely breathe. All the memories, all the bonds they had built, seemed like they could vanish in an instant. Choking back sobs, Huyen called his name, praying. Her cries for help echoed through the courtyard, shattering the morning's calm. In that fragile line between loss and survival, the quiet affection they shared became starkly clear. For it takes a single moment of crisis to reveal the true value of every second spent together. In the midst of the chaos, Huyen's hands trembled uncontrollably. She fumbled for a bottle of oil in her bag, frantically rubbing it on Dee's shoulder, sobbing, "Wake up, please." Her voice broke, each word struggling to escape. Tears streamed down, mixing with the dust on his skin. Those moments of waiting felt like an eternity, her heart pounding wildly, her chest tight with fear. Then Dee stirred, taking a deep breath and managing a weak smile. "I'm okay. Just a light fall." Huyen froze, unable to believe her eyes. Panic still surged within her, her breathing ragged, her body shaking. Dee gently took her hand, squeezing it lightly to reassure her. "Sorry, I scared you." Huyen lowered her face, lips trembling as if to scold him. But all that came out were choked sobs. In the haze of sawdust, they sat close, listening to each other's breathing, their racing heartbeats merging. In that moment, the line between loss and survival was starkly clear. It made them realize that their once vague feelings had become tangible and stronger than ever. As the panic subsided, they surveyed the wreckage. Huyen sighed, her voice weary but clear. "Maybe we dug too deep around the foundation and didn't reinforce it in time." Dee nodded, his eyes heavy. She thought about calling for help, but hesitated, unwilling to put anyone else at risk. In the end, she only called to tell Hugh not to come. The accident had made them cautious, wanting to proceed slowly and safely. Dee adjusted the tools, testing a few swings on the sturdier wood, then said firmly, "We'll take it slow. Be more careful." Fear lingered in their eyes, but a spark of determination emerged. They understood that dismantling this house wasn't just physical labor. It was a lesson in facing collapse, rising from ruin, and learning to move forward. No one mentioned the desperate screams from earlier, but they were etched in their hearts, an indelible memory. The afternoon waned. The setting sun cast a soft golden glow over the debris-strewn courtyard. Huyen and Dee gathered the usable wood, stacking it neatly for tomorrow's fence and preparing space for a few potted plants. Their movements were slow, labored, but the initial panic had eased, replaced by patience. Dee brought out a basket of boiled yams, their earthy aroma lightening the heavy air. Huyen sat down, quietly staring at the empty space where the house once stood. Regret flickered in her heart, but it mingled with relief, because, in the end, they were both safe. They ate a simple meal in the dusty courtyard, steam rising from the hot yams, marking the end of a long day. No words were needed. Their presence was enough. Outside, the breeze whispered, as if reminding them that the past was gone, but the present endured. In that quiet moment, Huyen realized something. Loss doesn't always bring pain alone. It's also a way to cherish what remains. The house may have fallen, but the bond, companionship, and trust between her and De grew clearer. As dusk settled, their hearts felt lighter. Though the work remained unfinished, they had survived a day of upheaval, a day that tested life and love. And from it, they learned to treasure every moment together. The story follows Huyen, a resilient woman carrying deep pain and countless challenges. In the first part, we witness her daily life, where simple joys are mixed with unspoken worries. Maya, the innocent little girl, shines as a small light guiding Huyen through hardship. Moving into the second part, the script reveals unexpected twists. The presence of Diep, the man tied closely to Huyen, and the heart-stopping moments when she faces trials and tears. Emotions flow seamlessly, from warmth and affection to sorrow and suspense, painting a vivid picture of life that feels both familiar and haunting. This journey captures the audience's heart, sparking curiosity about what lies ahead. With each scene, the story deepens, leaving viewers eager to discover the fate of Huyen, Maya, and those around them.